Because battles, man, they never occur in the future. They only occur now. So this idea of forever, it became way easier for me to manage when I just realized, the present moment is the only place that there is, okay? And if you can just win battles in the here and now, you're going to be all right. Now, here's a question that I asked myself. How do you know you wouldn't go back? And this is a really important question to ask because we know what the mind can be like. You know, we know how certain thoughts and certain lower consciousness states can lure us back to PMO. You know, so what about this? What do we do here? Well, when you get serious, when you study your own mind, your own self, and your own behavior, when you know yourself inside out, you can see patterns. You can see if and when you would ever let yourself slip up. And because I'd done this work on myself, I knew the times where I would be vulnerable, right? I knew when to expect the difficult moments. So I had an awareness of this going in. The difference, though, was that I had shifted who I was. So the old addict self was no longer there. He'd been let go of. And so what showed up when cravings happened was a different thing. It was the higher self. And do you know what the higher self does in my experience when cravings come up? It laughs. It chuckles. It finds it funny. It says, come on, man, you don't seriously think I'm going to be tempted, do you? Because the higher self, man, it's not fooled by the illusion like we are. Okay, the higher self is the wisest part of you. It's just too conscious. So when you shift who you are internally and you use your higher self like this, okay, instead of your lower self, it's like you're sitting there, but you're not in any actual danger. Because not only do you have your higher self, it's the way that you think now that is so deeply rooted in a promise to yourself that mentally you don't even have the option to use PMO. It's not even there as an option, man. And then physically, you couldn't even bring yourself to do the actions that would lead up to a relapse. For example, you couldn't physically type in certain stuff or physically load certain websites because that's just not what you do anymore, okay? So the only way I was able to do this, guys, is because I had shifted who I am. I'd shifted the way I think. And so I made PMO no longer be an option. Because when it's an option, it's hard, you know? We've got a choice to make. But when you decide and commit, like how I'm describing here, there's no struggle. Because it's not an option. It's not what you do, and it's not who you are. So, what I want to do now is answer this question very directly.